Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today is January 1st, 2026. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great time yesterday and we're safe. But today, we're not going to be working outside. We are going to cut some wood later for the fireplace in the house. But I'm going to do a product review of a couple of things. Or maybe I'll just do, I'm going to showcase what I carry in my backpack today, so you guys can have an idea as far as what I use, what I carry, so you guys can get an idea as far as the things that I take with me when I go either hiking or when I go on top of the hill and work on the property, on the winter wonderland, if you will. Yeah, but without further ado, I'm gonna enjoy my cup of coffee, a little bit of it. So I'm gonna be going outside and cutting some wood, and I'll see you guys in a little while. Alright guys, welcome back. So I got done cutting some wood outside, and of course I took it down to the house. So like promised, it's kind of chilly in here. So I brought my backpack here. This is my black backpack. So I have a couple other backpacks that I use. This is primarily the backpack that I use when I do multiple things. So as you can see here, I have what you guys already seen is my little container, my shaker container. Most of the time when I take this is to put a couple of eggs. I know that you guys seen this on my last video, but those who haven't seen my last video, is just a shaker cup that people will use for protein shakes. But what I do, I use it for just store a couple of eggs in here. I have a little styrofoam cup in there, so I just put a couple of eggs in there, and I have a napkin that I kind of just, make them to where they don't move that much. And like I said earlier on my last video, I can use this to use it for for scrambled eggs, or for cake, well, not cake batter, pancake batter as well. So this is really handy. So let's dig in here and see what we got. All right. So I like packing things that I know I'm going to use for the day, or for the trip, or for the adventure. So in this case, I never go out with having to have a stove. Obviously, you guys seen this butane tank canister that I used to do my my coffee or soups. And I think on the last video I used it also to do eggs as well. So I have a few items here that I'm gonna go ahead and just go over, so you guys can see what I pretty much pack. So let's see. So this compartment pretty much is already empty, so I just took the things out so you guys can see. So in this backpack I carry pretty much a bowl. I use it for like for eggs or cereal or oatmeal. This is one thing that I do carry at all times. And you guys haven't seen this, but this is just something that I use, to sometimes when I do crave like a soda. I put it in this container right here. It's just a regular 12-ounce, insulated container that I use to put a Pepsi or Mountain Dew, whatever I feel like drinking at the time, and a little tin cup right here. I use this to drink water, or sometimes a cold beverage if it's not in that can, maybe like some juice perhaps. I use this right here. So of course you guys seen the stove. One thing I do take with me at all times is a power bank. This is a power bank. I'm not sure who makes this, but the thing about this one is that I like is that it has the connectors in the back for the C connector right here, and then you have for the iOS, the iPhone connector. It's already attached to the actual power bank. You can see right here. That's what it looks like, and that's what it looks like in the back. So you just kind of you peel them off and just plug it to your phone, or other devices that you might have, not necessarily a phone, but that's for my phone, and this is for maybe like batteries and stuff. So that works. So this is one thing that I do carry and always have it at 100%. So that way, I can charge, while I'm up on top of the hill. So another thing I carry in the front bag is this little, it's not really a toboggan, but like a face mask. So if it gets too cold, or there's a change in temperature, I wear this, kind of like a ski mask. So I use that, and I always try to have a dry extra pair of thick wool socks. I do recommend that sometimes when you're out there and it's really cold, or if it's snowing or raining and your boots are not waterproof, or even if you're out there for long periods of time, you sweat too much, perhaps, your feet get wet, and if it's really cold or windy, you're definitely going to feel that chill factor, or you being extremely cold, your feet, your hands, and what have you. So I always carry an extra pair of wool socks. That's very important for me. So talking about wool socks and being warm, well, actually, I have my pair of, what is it? I think I have them over here. Put this right here. I used these earlier when I was cutting wood, but here's my socks. I'm sorry, my gloves that I use. So you guys seen quite some time that I carry this little bag right here. This little bag, I carry all like my, not baked things, but pretty much like my coffee essentials right here. So I have an extra, of course, apple cider in here. I have some oil, and I have a different, well, actually, it's the same container, like the size and everything, that I use to pour in my coffee creamer. So I use that for oil when I'm cooking, and my pour over coffee thing here. So it kind of is made out of silicone. So this is pretty nifty. It's pretty nifty. So it comes with some filters as well. And let's see, my little pot right here that I use to boil water for coffee or my soups. And I have a little container in here that I use to pour in coffee. So that goes in there. That's my little tea kettle thing. And in here, I also have my clay cup that I use to drink coffee or tea. I'll put that over here. What else do I have? Of course, I have the little base for the butane tank. And I also have some hot chocolate, just in case I feel like drinking hot chocolate instead of tea. So this is everything that I carry in this backpack so far. And of course, I have a little stove. This is the single use, pretty much, when I heat water up for small things like tea or coffee or hot chocolate. I use the little stove right here. And I have another stove, of course. I have just a little cutting knife. It's also handy to have around, a little fixed blade knife to cut certain things, and a spoon. You always gotta carry a spoon or two. And I have a little zipper on the side here where I keep my filters. I have my filters here for coffee right there, and of course a stainless steel spoon that I haven't even used, and fork right there. Alright, what else do I have in here? I have some cotton balls that I use sometimes, with Vaseline. It's a good fire starter. We can use that. And I have an adapter for the butane tank. So if I don't have that, it came with the actual stove. So if I have like that 1 pound propane tank, you can just use this adapter right here. That's really handy. I just have it here because I don't want to lose it. But most of the time, I don't really carry the big 1 pound propane tank. So I use the little butane tank. But I put it in so I don't have to like misplace it. Put that back in there. Alright, so I think that's it for this little bag right here. Let's see what else we got. And of course, have some soup, quick lunch. You're out there working on whatever it is that you're working, cutting wood or what have you, if you know that you're going to take this backpack, for sure you're going to be able to eat something, snack on something, drink something, make something like on the go. So prep is the most important thing that I can think of that I want to do if I go out to the back of the property. So with that being said, I know for sure that even if I'm out there, for long periods of time, I can cook something up or drink something and pretty much keep me going. So we got that. And of course I have another pour over, uh, I guess you want to call it, not a tea kettle, but something just to warm water up. Another, you know, gadget that I came across it, and I really liked it. So it's small, handy. I can fit it in my backpack, so it works. Let's see what else we got. All right. So this is one of my fixed knives that I have. I normally carry one. I think I have one here now. Yeah, I carry one here. Um, you can see I carry one here. This is a fixed blade knife, and here's another one. It's pretty heavy duty, nice. I try to use different knives and gadgets when I go camping, so you guys won't be bored just seeing the same thing all over and over again. So I try to just mix things up a little bit at a time. So in this little bag right here, I carry my spatulas, mixers, spoons. This right here. So we got a spatula that we used for eggs on the last video. A mixer, I think. These are all made out of silicone, by the way. We got that. We have a spoon, and I guess like a little soup dipper thing, and a mixer, a small mixer. And all these things I got at the Dollar Tree, by the way. If you guys want to find them there, they have them in black. I think they have them in gray too. So pretty neat. I mean, for $1.25, you can't really beat it. And they fit in this little nifty pouch I found at the Goodwill. All right, so we can put that in here. I'm running out of space here. Of course, I have water. I always try to fill it up every time I go up, and maybe have extra water as well, which I have right here. So something that when you get thirsty, or for your meals that you're cooking up, or for the tea or the coffee or the hot chocolate that you want to heat up, always gotta have some water. I'll put this right there. We're almost done, guys. It's not gonna be a lengthy video, but something that I want just to showcase to you guys what I have, since we can't really be outside right now because the wind is howling. And I did already cut some wood, so my chores for the house are done. And I'll probably kind of show you, give a little glance of this little, not really a man cave, but my hangout spot if I'm not inside the house or working outside. I'm still working on it. I still have to fix this fireplace that I have here on my left. I have to, do the, I guess the plumbing for the chimney. I have to fix that, and just little things here and there that need to be, worked on. So I'll show you that a little bit later on. But what else do we have? Oh yeah, so you got some pots right here as well. I'm sure you've seen these before on my videos. So we have a pot that if I really wanted to, I can use this to boil some water as well. It's another thing I have here for that. And I have another extra burner. Like I said, I think that burner that I showed you guys earlier, which is this one, I was testing it out because they're different brands, but ultimately they're the same thing. But they both work really well. But just this one came with this set right here of pots. So we got that, of course. And I got this at Amazon, by the way, if you guys are wondering. And I have a spoon, you know, a stainless steel spoon. And I have a bigger pot right here. And that's pretty much it for this one. I have a couple extra spoons. You can never have too many spoons, especially when, well, I mean, you can if you really wanted to. You can stir some stuff up with a stick if you really had to. But I got another spoon there, and a little washcloth that came with the pan set, and this little nifty mesh bag too. I see another spoon in there. All right, another spoon there. Oh, so that's it for this little setup right here. And sometimes I do take my cast iron skillet, like from last video, to do some cooking, but that's inside the house. But you know, as you can tell and see, of course, I'm running out of space. But I didn't think I had this many stuff in my backpack. But yeah, you have, you know, some pots. They're stainless steel. I think they're stainless steel. They might be titanium. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. What else do I have? Okay, so you guys seen this one on my last video. And this is a larger stove. This one I use, of course, like I mentioned before, I use this for, you know, bigger pots, bigger meals. So this is also just a single burner. But what I like about this stove is that it has this little hose right here. You can actually use that adapter, and I think that adapter, it connects to this, so you can connect to a bigger tank, like that 1 pound tank. So for, I guess for meals with a longer or a larger pot, that's going to require you to have to heat, you know, like spaghetti, noodles and things of that nature for a long period of time, you know, a larger tank would be more sufficient. And what I like about this one is it has a control knob right here on the tip. So this will allow, you know, the flame to increase or decrease. And it's a much larger, much larger burner. And there's the little knob. And I really love this stove. I tested it out on the last video when I did the eggs, and it worked out really good. It was a lot windier than what it is right now, but it definitely did the job. I'm really impressed. And it wasn't that expensive either, so that worked out pretty well. So that's that. And a lot of times I don't take this stove in particular with me at all times, but you know, I pack my backpack depending on what I'm going to do and what I'm going to cook. So I knew that I was going to make eggs, so instead of carrying this, instead of carrying this little one, you know, I took the big one. And of course, it was the first time being out, so I just wanted just to test it out to see if it worked well, and it performed flawlessly. So, you know, my props to the stove right here. So that's another thing that I sometimes carry with me, not at all times. Like I said, depending on if I'm going to cook something large or not. But primarily, I take the little ones because I know that I can heat some water up quickly for tea or that soup. But for longer, you know, boiling, you know, meals to prep like spaghetti or noodles or stew, things of that nature, I definitely take the bigger stove. Okay. A couple more items here. We're almost done, you guys. Thanks for hanging with me here. So this is just a knife, a fixed knife that I use for cutting vegetables, meat perhaps. Nothing really fancy. I think I got this one from Temu. I'll do a review. This is the last video was the first time I actually used it, and it worked out pretty good.
but I'll see. You know, I will see if it works. Better as the time goes, or if it's gonna lose its sharpness, or if it's gonna rust, or things of that nature. But so far, it's a pretty good knife for cutting. It actually came with a little one as well. And I'm not too sure what to use this one for. Smaller things, I'm not too sure. Maybe that's probably for meat, and this is for vegetables, perhaps. I don't know, but I like the design. They were pretty sharp, but I like what they look like. For what they are. I didn't pay that much money for them either, so we'll see. I haven't used this one yet, by the way, but yeah, it's a nice little knife to have around the kitchen. I guess I can put these with where I have my spatula sets and stuff, perhaps, maybe. And of course, our sharpening stone. Last but not least, have this stone that I think they call it like a puck. I'm not too sure. It has like the really rough on one side and smooth on the other. It had good reviews on it, so I went ahead and bought one. I think it was last year, and I've used it a couple of times, but but it definitely works pretty well. I'm really happy with it. But with that being said, you guys, this is what I have in my backpack that I take with me, that you guys seen take on top of the hill to do my bush crafting, if you will, or just being out there being me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of these products, um, uh, send me a message and I'll reply. And yeah, well, thanks for hanging with me, and we'll see you on the next one.